So already this video might be getting off to a bit of a rough start because I came over here, I set everything up for the natural light, but then I've got like right there, you know, like the seam on the blind. Yeah, it's making everything look weird. It's messing everything up for me. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Can we take a second and talk about goals and resolutions? I know you're probably thinking, Andrea, aren't you about a month late for this video? No, actually I'm not, because chances are very good that anybody that set a resolution for 2022 has probably already abandoned it. So I think this is actually the perfect time. I think this is a great time to remind everybody that the year is not over yet and there is still plenty of opportunity to make some changes in our lives. And that is definitely something I am doing for myself. Now, just to give you a little bit of backstory, most of my adult life I was never really on board with the whole New Year's resolution thing and even the goal thing because I was using the two terms interchangeably. I suppose some people could think of them as the same thing. I feel like there's a subtle difference. But I think the reason that I came to this idea is because every holiday I would go and visit my parents in Michigan and my mom would ask me oh, what are your goals for the new year? And I'm like, no. Because I'm not going to be the butt of that joke. It's comical, really, how quickly people resolve to do something in the new year and how quickly they abandon it. Sometimes it's like the idea is barely even out of their mouth and they've already given up on it. You know, this is kind of what things looked like for me in years past when I would say, I would really like to get fit or, lose a little weight. And I would start out with go to the gym every day. And so I did that. And that first week was really something else because I'm pretty sure I had to park in the next county because there was not a single parking space available at the gym. Then I get inside and every single machine is in use. Every single cardio machine has a line for it, even the stair climber that no one actually likes. And the fitness classes were either, they were trying to cap capacity or maybe they were moving it to the basketball court. But even despite their best efforts, you were still probably going to, be all banged up and bruised up by the time you were done because people were going to inevitably run into each other. It was that packed. Then you fast forward a couple of weeks. For those who were still sticking with it, if they made it to that third week, man, they had their choice of any parking spot. Every single machine they wanted to use was available. The fitness classes were comfortable without worrying about punching somebody in the process. And if anybody actually stuck with it beyond that 3 or 4 week time frame, well, you, my friends, are part of the unicorn clan because not very many of us stuck with it. Another resolution I had was to eat healthier, and so it meant taking on this huge dietary change. I went out and got the cookbooks and I bought all the food and started making the recipes, really going all in. After about a week of this, it was exhausting. I felt like I was in the kitchen all the time. I could never go out because the diet was so restrictive that it would be very, very limited in what you could get off of the menu at your favorite restaurant or takeout or anything like that. And inevitably, I ended up abandoning it. And don't even get me started on anything that required me to write down every morsel of food I put in my mouth. That is probably one of the worst for us ADHD people, am I right? Anyway, I really feel like the reasons that resolutions never worked out for me was because they were just too all or nothing. About a year ago, I stumbled across a video by Jessica Braun and she explained goals in such a way that made total sense. A goal is a desired outcome and mapping out a way to get there. And this was the first time that somebody explained goals in such a way that it made sense to me. And for the first time in my life, I set goals for myself. One of the goals that I set for myself in 2021 was to drink more water. I knew that I wasn't drinking enough and I felt this was something that was achievable. I figured out how many ounces of water I needed to drink. I got myself a sippy cup. I even got a tracker on my phone. And so now it is a habit. Was it every single day of the year? No, but I can say that at the end of the year, I was definitely better than when I started the year. I will still take better and moving forward every single day than not doing anything at all. Okay, so now you're probably wondering if I even set a goal for the month of January. And actually, yes, I did. What I've been trying to do over the last couple of years is get healthier. I started to realize that my breakfast choice was not the healthiest, and I decided to swap that out with something better. What I was eating and enjoying every morning was the Pioneer Woman's cinnamon toast recipe, which let me tell you is absolutely delicious. But with that amount of sugar, It should be. Instead of that, I'm going to have a protein bar every morning, mainly because I had them in my pantry. So I'm actually kind of doing a multitasking moment right there. I am decluttering my pantry and making a better breakfast choice. So win-win. So now on to February. My goal for this month is to start exercising. I am not currently exercising at all unless you count running late, and even that I'm not really doing as much as I used to because I did get a little bit more organized last year. Yay. But I want to start out by doing 5 to 10 minutes of exercise 5 or more days a week. Let me say there are 2 caveats with this. First of all, not every single one of my goals is going to be health oriented, but I felt that since my health is the most important thing, without it I can't do all the other things. I would focus on it first. Second, I know I'm not going to see any great improvements in my overall appearance and physique just by doing 5 to 10 minutes of activity. My end game is not to see some huge physical transformation. It's about establishing the habit of getting out and moving more. My first choice would be to go out and take a walk, and if weather doesn't permit, then I will rely on an exercise video, probably here on YouTube. In order for me to be successful in this, I want to make sure that when I'm planning out my week, find a couple of videos ready to go. Have 2 or 3 ready, and that way, in theory, I won't be as likely to procrastinate about getting started with some exercise if I have something ready to go. So I hope you join me next month when I review how I did in February and talk about my goals for March. If you don't want to miss it, you gotta do the things. And that way you'll be notified every time I upload new content. That is all for today. I thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you in my next video.